Hello, this is Bill Steffen. Thanks for joining us. We've got a lot to talk about here, starting with our chance of severe weather here for this evening and what the Easter weekend forecast is going to be. So happy April 18th. Let's take a look, first of all, at the severe weather outlook. This is from the Storm Prediction Center, and they outline an area from Texas all the way up towards southern Michigan in that yellow color, where there's a slight risk of a severe thunderstorm here during the late afternoon and evening. For us here in Michigan, it would probably come after about 7 or 8 o'clock or so. They say isolated supercells tracking across Illinois, Indiana, and perhaps, that's not a sure thing, perhaps southern Michigan and northwest Ohio. Winds just off the surface will be quite strong at over 58 miles an hour, aiding wind gusts. A brief tornado cannot be ruled out. And again, there may be some hail with a few of these thunderstorms coming through as well. So, not quite the situation that we had here April 2nd, but it was something we'll have to keep an eye on for later on today. Now, we got a comment from the National Weather Service in Grand Rapids. Their discussion says runs have been hitting at the possibility of a decent nocturnal. That's a MCS is a thunderstorm complex rolling in between 4 a.m. and 9 a.m. So by the time some of you see this video, you may already know whether that's happened or not, favoring areas near and north of I-96. The main threat with these elevated storms would be small hail, heavy downpours, and lightning, although some stronger wind gusts cannot be ruled out. Now we'll go to the next slide, and this will show you a map that shows the tornado risk, which is only at 2%. We're not up at 10 or 15% here. But the Grand Rapids National Weather Service says this: the main impetus for new development after 8 p.m. will be a slow-moving cold front, but questions remain regarding the coverage and strength of Friday evening storms. Since the really good mid-level lapse rates, its instability, may be departing to the east around that same time. If some overlap can exist, then damaging winds and or large hail may occur. So this is not a sure thing, but like I said, just something to keep in mind here. We'll have the batch of showers and thunder showers coming through here during the early morning, and then we'll get a break for a while. During much of the day, temperatures will warm up. And then after that, we will be seeing that chance, just a chance at this point, of some thunderstorms redeveloping here around the 7 to 10 o'clock frame. Once that gets done, I think just some rain showers here for the weekend would be all we would see, and no severe weather. So we got lots more to talk about. We'll do that right after this.
And you're probably getting ready for Easter. Maybe you're going to someone's house. Maybe people are coming to your house. It's going to be some extra work. It might be a little bit stressful. And Complete Care Concierge has you covered. You don't have to do the cleaning. You can leave it to the professionals. They are the fast, efficient, and affordable cleaning service serving all of West Michigan. They do residential cleans. They can do your home, your apartment, your condominium. They can do your workplace, your office space. Whatever you need, they've got the team members and they've got the latest equipment and supplies to keep your home or office space looking amazing. And they serve all of West Michigan. So give them a call at 616-264-1397. And we're thankful to have them as a sponsor, 616-264-1397. And here's a word from Ace Handyman Services.
When your home needs help, you might not know where to start. Why not ask Ace? We're always here to help. With Ace Handyman Services, our talented craftsmen handle everything from drywall and carpentry to doors and kitchens. We're the neighbors you trust to get the job done right. Let's get started. Book your handyman appointment today. Ace Handyman Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Here's a look at 72-hour rainfall across the area, and you can see where the heaviest rain is going to occur, from Texas up through western Indiana. And that red color indicates another 4 inches of rain. Now, keep in mind, this area has already had a lot of rain here this month of April. You can see the snow out there in the Rocky Mountains. That's the precipitation there. And also, you can see a little heavier rain to the north up toward Traverse City than there will be down here around the Grand Rapids area. We'll zoom in just a little bit closer here and show you the rainfall in our area. The dark green there is about an inch. The yellow is about 1.5 inches. The orange down there in Illinois is 2 inches of rain. And a little bit less up toward the Grand Rapids area, where we'll see anywhere from 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch of rain. over the next 72 hours. So a little bit damp at times here this Easter weekend. In terms of snowfall, none in Michigan, and boy, they're getting clobbered once again out in the Rocky Mountains. It's going to snow in Denver once again. How about that for Easter forecast? Temperatures are going to be on the chilly side out there. And you can see the snow letting up in Montana, in the Pacific Northwest, no snow in California. But from the mountains of extreme northern Arizona and New Mexico up through Colorado and Wyoming, that's where there's going to be some snow. And by the way, look at the what I put down there. There are 3 Michigan ski areas that are going to be open this weekend. So if you want to get the skis out one more time, in Lower Michigan, it's Boyne Mountain. In Upper Michigan, it's Mount Bohemia and Ski Brule. Ski Brule is usually the last resort to close and the first one to open. That one is near Iron Mountain. I think Mount Bohemia is in the Keweenaw Peninsula. So interesting. Well, let's take a look at our headlines. Some showers and a possible storm early this Friday, and then again Friday evening. And it's just a chance at this point. I think most of us will see some rain, but whether we get severe weather is kind of iffy. We'll have to keep an eye on things, because if we do get that unstable air coming in as the cold front comes in, there could be some heavier activity in the evening. Warm today from Grand Rapids South, mid-70s. Wow, warm day. Cooler weather as temperatures fall back into the 50s here for Saturday and on Sunday. There'll be a chance of more showers Sunday and Monday. The farther south you live, the better the chance for showers here over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So the better the chance for rain north of the Grand Rapids area here this Friday, and then to the south here as we go into Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So here's a look at our forecast for today, this Friday. Storms early and then late towards evening. Look for high temperatures in the mid-70s. Humidity only falls to about 75%, so kind of a damp day. And once again, it'll be a brisk wind blowing this afternoon, 15 to 20 miles an hour, probably some gusts around 30, 35. We've certainly had the wind here this spring. Taking a look at the high temperatures for the next several days here. We'll start out, the severe risk first. This is a graphic from the National Weather Service. And on the left side, you can see the map which shows the yellow where the slight risk is. That's from about Ludington to Saginaw Bay, and then back down toward Ann Arbor. The dark green marginal outlook goes all the way up toward the Mack Bridge. And you can see the threat level there. Tornadoes is low. Large hail, low to moderate, and damaging winds at low to moderate. Okay. So now we'll take a look at some temperatures here over the next 3 days. Warm day today, mid-70s. It reaches the low to mid-60s all the way up to Traverse City, and about 50 up across the UP, except for the Keweenaw, where temperatures will be stuck at around 40. Outlook for Saturday, as the cooler air pushes the warmer air back down toward the Ohio River, we'll be seeing temperatures back into the mid-50s here, and maybe 40 up toward the UP if you're going up in that direction. And for Easter Sunday, we'll be seeing temperatures here in the mid-50s once again. Average is upper 50s. Average high temperature is 59 for today. So we're getting there. That average temperature goes up now about 1 degree every 3 to 4 days. And temperatures will be back into the 40s up across upper Michigan. The long-range outlook is in now. First, we'll start out with a 5-day forecast and show you temperatures in the mid-70s today, warmest day of the bunch. Mid-50s here Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I didn't put a raindrop in for Saturday, but if you're, I-94 south especially, there'll probably be some scattered showers early or late on Saturday. And then a band of rain may move in briefly here Sunday into Monday. If you're looking for a dry day, you may have to wait until Tuesday when temperatures are back up around average at 60 degrees here. Taking a look at the long-range outlook, it's warm and wet. Warm air kind of takes over here from the Plain States all the way down toward Florida. We certainly are in a warm pattern as we close out the month of April and start the month of May. Rainfall expected to be near to above average here in West Michigan. So we're kind of pushing spring along here, and I would suspect that the warmer air here late April will really bring out the leaves and the blossoms and the tulips. So that's a look at your weather. Once again, stay with us as we take a look at our chances for severe weather, and I'll be updating the weather thread at billsteffen.com during the day. Michelle?
All right. Well, when we can get to the correct slide, there we are. Okay. So daughter number 2 sent this to me today, and I would like to know what is going on. Where are you and what is that?
That is a sculpture at the Meyer Gardens. We were there last Sunday. We decided we liked it so much we would go back. So how many slides did Marie take? Somebody told me 127.
I don't know. She texted me this one special.
She got a new phone and she was really pleased at how well it worked. So she was taking pictures all day and had me. This was not my idea. Okay, that is what sculpture is that? Woman and bird or something like that. The bird is supposed to be the red up on the top of the sculpture. So, but
and you're wearing your hat, sun protection, very important.
Yes, I am wearing my hat. I do wear that for sun protection. I wish I had a hat like that when I was a golf caddy, because there were many times I got sunburn, and that was not a good thing to get burned like that. Nowadays, in fact, all we had back when I was a caddy was zinc oxide, which is this white goo that you would splatter all over your nose and maybe even the tops of your ears. It's wholly better now. And pick a sunscreen that's got a nice sun protection factor. SFP, is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
SPF is what it is. I got that. So anyhow, that's certainly good. But we took a lot of pictures today, and I'll see if I can post some of those.
On this day, April 18, 1837, the Grand River Times was founded, published from 1837 to 1841, so not a long time. Then it relaunched in Grand Haven in 1851. It ended for good around 1858. So by comparison, in what year was the Grand Rapids Press founded?
What was the
hint? It's 9 years off from when great grandma Ebb was born. So my great grandmother was born.
Oh wow, 1890. Mm-hmm. So about 1890.
1890, we had the Grand Rapids Press.
Wow. And
Good Friday, a day to remember the crucifixion of Jesus. Lots of services going on in West Michigan and all over the world.
Right. I think Seventh Reformed Church on the northwest side of Grand Rapids has traditionally held a service. I don't know if they're doing it yet, but they, for many years, held a service during the early part of the afternoon.
And there's you and the Gale.
Yeah. Now I can't see you because my computer's locked up again, so you'll have to tell me what's on the screen.
Okay. It's the picture of you and Mom on the beach in Tel Aviv.
At Celebes?
Tel Aviv, Israel.
Oh, Tel Aviv. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Tell them how we wound up in Tel Aviv, because we were supposed to go to Fargo, North Dakota.
Completely by accident. This is back when we were working on finishing Dad's 50 states, and we were trying to go to North Dakota, but there was a storm and that wasn't going to happen. So we were looking at where there were still open seats and where we could go. And I kind of said offhanded, thinking he'd never go for it, I wish we were brave because Tel Aviv is open, there are seats. And he said, well, why can't we? And I have to back up and say that before Dad retired, he was doing the weather and had not done a lot of traveling. So after he retired, we kind of had to flex his travel muscles. And we started with a day trip to Chicago, and all we did was get on the plane and fly to Chicago and watch airport operations a little bit and then fly home. And then we went to Boston and we took a train to Washington, D.C. We went to Maine. And anyways, after a couple of those, I was looking at the flights and I said, wouldn't it be cool if we could go to Tel Aviv tomorrow? And he said, let's. Okay.
Yeah.
So this was at, I think, 7:50 p.m. Okay. In the car. Well, okay. And then Mom said, can I come? And I can't say no to that. So, okay, everyone in the car really fast. We've got to get to Best Buy and get whatever kind of chargers we need for Tel Aviv.
Yep.
So I texted my husband and I said, hey, what kind of chargers do we need for Tel Aviv? And he said, what? I was like, yeah, because no one's saying no. I guess we're going there tomorrow. And that's what we did. And we planned it the night before at 8 p.m. before we left. So that's Mom and Dad on the beach on the Mediterranean Sea, and I am so proud of that photo that I got them there to experience that.
And that was an amazing trip because we were there over Easter. It's not like we were just at any time. I mean, we were there over Easter.
Okay, so the next day we took a tour and of the holy sites, but because it was Easter, it was so crowded, and I almost lost them a couple of times. You two were very hard to keep track of.
The tour guide kept losing people
and didn't care.
Yes, there's an episode of Star Trek like that where people started disappearing.
We started off with 15, and by the end of the tour, there were 9, I think.
Yeah.
And we all had these stickers on, so you can see them in the photo that there is now. It's the photo of you and Mom overlooking Jerusalem. So we were all wearing these blue stickers that just had a number to call, but we hadn't planned the trip, so I didn't have anything to bring my phone. So I hadn't brought my phone or money, and nothing good was going to happen if any of us got lost. But she just kept losing people throughout the day with no plan, and it was a whole thing. But I managed to not lose them. We all did make it back home, and it was fine.
Yeah, the tour guide was born in France and moved to Israel when she was about 18 or 19, and said she never got the hang of reading Hebrew because it was backwards. You go right to left instead of left to right. So she learned English, and all the signs in Israel are in 3 languages. They're in English, Hebrew, and in Arabic. So, yeah, it was interesting. You remember the rest stop with Elvis?
Yes, that picture is in tomorrow's show. For some reason in Israel, they are still super into Elvis today. So here's a couple more photos. Here's the beach again. Here's the sea, and then that was the view from the hotel room. So we had a wonderful time, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more tomorrow.
Wonderful. Yeah, that was a great trip, really was. But all our trips have been great. We haven't really had a bad trip out of all the trips we've been on.
That's true.
Yeah.
Even when it doesn't go according to plan, something else new and awesome happens. Okay, so April 18 is International Jugglers Day.
Oh.
And you know someone who can juggle.
I know a couple of people that can juggle.
Yeah, so I thought we'd have a little talent show, but I was nervous that I was going to screw it up and we'd have to record the show like 10 times. So I recorded it in advance. So I'm going to play my little juggling video, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
So there we go. That's my nerdy hobby. That was one day in college. It was one of those freezing cold winter days, and none of my roommates were around, and nothing was going to happen all day. So I just sat at home all day and learned how to juggle. And
she's good at it. And you went to clown camp. Tell them about clown camp.
Oh yes, let's tell the whole world about that.
And then it's run by a woman named Priscilla Mooseberger, and I guess with a name like Mooseberger, you can be a clown.
Yeah, I was trying to learn like physical comedy and acrobatics because I had done gymnastics for a long time, and I thought that might be a good avenue for it. But then my college roommates found out about it, and I just got called a derogatory nickname for the rest of college and the rest of the time.
I think that's great, and you can still juggle just fine.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, April 18, 1880, a tornado struck Chester in Eaton County. What is the county seat of Eaton County?
Let's see. That would be Charlotte, I believe.
Very good.
Pronounced Charlotte and not Charlotte, but Charlotte.
Charlotte, named after the wife of land prospector Edmund B. Bostwick, who owned the land and created the village.
There's a movie theater right on the main drag, and there is a DQ, a Dairy Queen, just to the south of the downtown area where we've stopped at a few times. And gas is usually pretty cheap in Charlotte, too.
On this day, 1906, the San Francisco earthquake at 5:12 a.m., 3,000 deaths. Yeah, and
I think there were more people killed in the fires that followed the earthquake than during the earthquake itself. Because everything back then was pretty much made out of wood. And when you have an earthquake like that, it's a lot of people have candles and whatnot. So we had a lot of fires after the earthquake.
And the Richter scale wasn't developed yet, but they estimate that it was about a 7.9.
Yeah, very strong earthquake. We just had one in Southern California that was 5.2, and the scale is exponential. So 6 is 10 times worse than a 5. So
do we have better building designs, though, and firefighting responses so that the damage is less than it would be otherwise?
Right. they build buildings to code, and you can tell what countries are advanced because you can get the same earthquake in one country, and it causes 20 fatalities, and the same earthquake in a different one would cause 100 times that many fatalities. So the building codes are certainly useful.
Okay, here's your quiz question. The 7.1 San Andreas Fault Loma Prieta, might be saying that wrong, earthquake occurred on October 17 of what year? It happened during Game 3 of the World Series between the San Francisco Giants and the Oakland Athletics. Damage included the Bay Bridge. There were 63 injuries and an estimated 63 deaths and an estimated 3,700 injuries.
Yeah, remember they were broadcasting live on the World Series, and who's the announcer? Guy's been around for a long time. He's like 80 years old now. He's still on I forget his name, but he was from the San Francisco area, and there was one area in particular that he was very familiar with, so he gave a good play-by-play. Of course, they canceled the game. I don't know when that. If I remember right, I don't know when that resumed again, but they had, of course, check out the ballpark and make sure that was still safe for people to come to.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the explosive collapsed, accordion down. Yeah.
Do you remember the year of the earthquake?
The earthquake was 1989, I believe.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so these are two of my trips to San Francisco in the same spot, a handful of years apart. Bill, have you been to San Francisco?
I have been to San Francisco. I went there for 2 conferences. And of course, I stopped there on our trip to Hawaii. We stopped in San Francisco there. So I've actually been in San Francisco, 3-4 times maybe. That's a nice place. It's an interesting place weather-wise. If you're right on the shore there, the warmest month is actually, or the warmest time of the year is actually late September and early October. So
the San Francisco airport is the second busiest in California. Today, it is a hub for these 2 domestic airlines. One is one of the big 4 airlines, and the other airline acquired Hawaiian Airlines in 2024.
Interesting. Okay.
Do you remember who you flew when you went to Hawaii? Because it was probably that airline.
I thought it might have been United.
Mm-hmm, very good. That's one. And
Okay.
the other one we took from Bozeman to Portland.
Bozeman to Portland, Alaska?
Very good. So those are the 2 that have a hub in San Francisco.
Ah, interesting. Yeah, we enjoyed San Francisco. It was the days when we were there were mostly kind of cloudy and chilly with a pretty stiff wind off the water.
Yeah, I really like it there. One of the trips that I did there, I went with a coworker, and we took the first flight out of the day, went down to the water and walked until we were tired, and then we took a red eye back home. We had no hotel. We didn't stay a night.
Interesting.
I was so tired by the time I got home, but it was worth it. All right, California trivia. What is the capital city of California?
Capital city is Sacramento.
Very good. Who are the senators from California?
Oh, one is Adam Schiff. The other one is, he's relatively new. Padilla, maybe is his name.
Is Adam Schiff the one that we saw when we were in D.C. and one of the senators walked past? Was that him?
I don't think so.
Okay. One senator that I knew from television walked right past us, but I don't remember who it was.
Yeah, and we've been on planes before with representatives.
But yeah, I got the right. Yep, those are the California senators.
Yeah, I can think of 2 or 3 times when a congressman has been on my plane. Flying first class.
Really?
Yeah, they have that little button, and I could recognize them by the way they looked.
The first Spanish mission in California was established in this city in 1769.
Let's see. Let's guess it's one of the Sands. There could be San Francisco.
And I think you went to a conference there too.
Oh, Los Angeles?
No, try the other one.
San Diego.
Very good.
Okay, yeah.
right? You went to a conference in
Yeah,
San
I've
Diego?
been there. I've been there too. That was the only time I ever saw anybody in person get a hole in one. This guy joined us. I was playing golf uh, with my wife's stepbrother,
Mhm.
and we were just having a great time. And this guy comes and joins us for the last three holes. And on hole 16, he gets a birdie, and on hole 17, he gets a hole in one. And I'm kind of like, wow,
Wow.
I'm impressed. It's the only
That's
time I've ever seen
amazing.
a hole in one live. But that was pretty cool.
Death Valley is how many feet below sea level?
Um, I know there's several different places there. It's all below sea level. I'll guess 282.
282.
Oh, how about that? And
Thought you would know that one.
I believe the Dead Sea is about four times that below sea level. I think they're down below 1,000 feet below sea level.
In what year did Disneyland open?
Wow. Let's see. I'll guess like the early 1950s.
July 17, 1955.
Oh, that's pretty close.
So
Yeah.
little Bill would have been 3 years old.
Yeah, I was born in 51, so maybe 4 years old.
And by
Depending on-
comparison, Disney World opened 1971. I was surprised how close in time those were. I thought there was a bigger gap.
Yeah, it was a big deal. I remember when I was growing up in Illinois that all the Mouseketeers came to be in the 4th of July parade in Evanston, Illinois, and everybody went to that parade.
To see them or just because?
No, just to see. Well, it was a very heavily attended parade. I don't know if it is today, but it certainly was back then. And then when you had the Mouseketeers there with everybody, you had the two adults, Roy and Jimmy, I think were the two adults. And you had Cubby and Annette Funicello, and yeah, it was pretty neat.
And what brought you to California for the first time?
What brought me to California for the first time? Okay, let's see. Maybe it was if it counts, the trip to Hawaii we took in the mid-90s, maybe. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there was any other time. I've been to Los Angeles. We went to LA once, and that was to tape a promotion for Universal Pictures. I got invited to go out there and do like a commercial for Universal Pictures. So they had the subway crashing behind me as if there was an earthquake going on, and it was a big deal. I got to ride the elevator up with Tom Selleck.
So it wasn't a promo for Channel 13?
Well, it was, but it was something that Universal was in charge of, and then Universal gave it to Channel 13 because I was pretty famous in Grand Rapids.
Oh, I see. I remember you coming home with a fake Emmy or
I
a
have
fake
a
Oscar
picture
or
of-
something.
Yes, I have a picture of me and Mom with the real Frankenstein from the movies. And I have a picture of, I did not take a picture of Tom Selleck, okay? I didn't want to bother the guy. Let's see.
You
I have
both
a
have the
picture of me
stash
with Woody
vibe going on
Woodpecker.
now.
Pardon me?
You both have the stash vibe going on.
Yeah. Trying to think of what happened. Oh, I went down, it was January, and I went down to swim in the swimming pool because the swimming pool was heated to like 85 degrees. So why not? The temperature outside was like in the upper 50s to around 60, and sun was shining. There was virtually no wind. So it was fun to swim around. But people kept asking me, what are you doing? You're in a swimming pool in January. I said, well, they heat the water. It's quite all right. I'm from Michigan. I'm used to it. So they thought I was kind of crazy to do that.
Okay, we'll let you sign us off for the day. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. Thank you for helping us grow. We do have a merchandise store, and you can see the link for that in the show notes at the bottom of the YouTube channel.
Okay, in closing, let me remind you once again about the possibility of an isolated severe thunderstorm here towards evening. We will be updating things. Check with your local meteorologist on TV, and me at billsteffen.com will be keeping you posted as to what's going on across the area to see if we get that secondary development. Whether it gets maybe a C- here, maybe a D+ over the weekend, not the best, but hope you have yourself a wonderful weekend. And for those of you that celebrate Easter, I hope this is a fantastic weekend for you. Thanks for joining us.